Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week of the Ultimate Spider Cast. That's the end of the month. You know what that means. The boys are back. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it is the High Priest of Conchu. It is.
Hey, everybody. It is Ray. I'm here. Phil and Dave. I do have the full moon behind me, as you can see.
Yeah. That's
holding in the palm of my hand. I'm ready.
And of course, making his triumphant return, it is Dave of the Signal of Doom.
Hello, how are you? I'm a ghost. I'm coming from the distant past. The light in my room is actually the light bulb is actually officially gone, and I haven't replaced it.
I thought Kraven's buried you. I thought you were in a coffin, Dave.
Yeah, I'm in a coffin, man. Delia, oh Delia. Yeah, no, I'm the man in black. I'm in my black hoodie. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Yeah, it's all good. We're here to do more Scarlet Spider, I guess, and just happy to be here. Phil, great to see you, man. A month away was too long, and it was only the birth of my child that prevented me from attending. Ray, I saw last week, so Ray's had plenty of me already in the last few days. So I imagine he's almost hit his fulfillment quota.
It's fine, Dave. Keep it coming. It's good.
Yeah, no. I know last episode, we got a fill-in for you. Special guest Lilith Hellfire.
Oh, wow. I would have loved to have been on a show with Lilith. Well,
it was a surprise. It was a good surprise.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm tough to replace, but I think she's someone who can definitely do it. She's got the runs on the board,
Exactly.
That's for sure. But,
all right.
She has the notches on the belt, hasn't she, Phil?
Yeah. By the way, I want to announce something early in the show. My truce with Brevoort is over. Yes. Hostilities were re-engaged last week when he stepped across the line with another foolish comment about Wolverine and Jean Grey, and I set him right on X. So we are back to a hostile status code.
Yeah, it's like two Mexican fighting fish, putting them in the same tank.
Ray, you were almost called in for the peace talks. You were almost called in to be a mediator.
I don't even know if I could. I could. I don't know if I could break that fight up.
I'd try to convert you to my side, man. That's what would happen. I'd try to convert you, my friend. Anyway, so all is well in Signal Land, and we're just happy to be here, and it's great to be here discussing Scarlet Spider.
Oh, hey, before not to get too off topic, but Dave, you read the G.I. Joe stuff. Did you read Scarlet number 1?
Loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it. I'm actually, I will say this, I'm actually really loving the G.I. Joe Energon stuff. I haven't read the Transformers stuff apart from an issue or two, but all the G.I. Joe stuff has been strong. Kelly Thompson, I think, wrote Scarlet.
Yep.
I did talk about the guy whose name I can't recall wrote Destro, which was also very good. And Josh Williamson is wrote Duke and Cobra Commander. Excellent.
Yes.
I really enjoyed her Scarlet. Actually, we did it on the show a couple of weeks ago. Yeah,
I talked to her. Yeah, me, Justin, and
you got her.
Russell talked to her about. Yeah.
Wow, I should get her. That's because she did Deadpool as well, didn't she, years ago? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She did a Black Widow series too, so I knew
that was excellent.
Scarlet. Yeah.
I like whatever. I haven't read like tons of her stuff, but I've always enjoyed her work, and I was excited to see that she was on Scarlet, and I thought it was an excellent first issue. Frankly.
Oh yeah. And hey, Ray, guess who showed up in issue 1 of Scarlet?
Black Canary,
the Hardmaster.
Oh,
Hardmaster, Jinx as well.
Hardmaster.
Jinx literally was in a very revealing dress.
Yes, the Hardmaster. Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow. Have to get the
Hardmaster often turns up in stuff. It's not uncommon that he rolls in.
There is actually a character called the Hardmaster.
He's
Yes.
he's like one of the sensei's in the Arashikage clan. He's like one of the
Right.
ninja masters.
Yes.
There's
Wow,
the
he's
hard master, the soft master, and the blind master.
the soft master.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Ray, guess what? I don't like you laughing at Joe. You
Sorry.
wash your mouth out. Yeah. Yo, Joe.
No,
Don't
it's only
appreciate
'cause-
it. What are you going to do next? Spit on the flag, Ray? Come on.
No,
Come on.
that's only because Phil made this drop of me saying the hard master. I always thought it was just like some sort of sexual connotation, but then I
No, it's
realized
just,
that it's an actual. Yeah,
He's
right.
just like, he's
'Cause
just
you're,
like one of
because you're
the,
a pervert. You're a sexual deviant,
Yeah.
Ray.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
hard
This is for
master.
kids, Ray. This is for
Yeah, come
kids,
on, Ray.
Come on. Jesus Christ, Ray.
Yeah.
I tell you what, Ray. Wow, Ray. It takes a
Yep.
lot for me to, scold Ray, but he's crossed the
Yeah.
line tonight.
Oh, no.
Come
a
on.
lot of
This
meat.
is G.I. Joe we're talking about. This isn't like,
The-
fucking kiddie comics. This is great
Yeah, no,
stuff.
fair enough. No, look, I totally respect Joe. I mean, you've been telling me, Dave. Yeah, I should get
told
in the
you, just
run.
hop in.
Larry Hammer.
Hammer, yeah.
very
still rolling.
fantastic writer.
Man,
You
he's
said to
still
me-
going. He's still going.
The other
with that.
day, Ray goes, I just don't know where I'd start. I go, G.I. Joe
Yeah.
1. Real American Hero 1. That's where I would start, Ray.
There's
and-
just too much
and I could-
material.
Well, I'm rolling through
Is
it.
there is
Great
a is a
stuff.
modern is the modern stuff good to jump on board with? Like,
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted
Yeah.
to, you could probably start
Yeah.
with
Well,
301. 'Cause that's
most
where
recent stuff.
That's where Image picked it up. Yeah.
okay, I have read one GI Joe issue.
So
it is the silent issue.
I can tell you
Ah.
this. So
Yeah.
the silent issue, that's a classic. He did a
Yep.
couple of silent issues, but I can just
Oh,
tell you
okay.
this. Back in like 83 or whenever when he started it, he did 155 issues with Marvel.
Yeah.
And then when IDW got the license, he kept going from like 156.
Okay.
And he went all the way to 300. And now that
Image picked it up. Yeah.
Skybound have it, he's been doing like from 301 to 304.
Yeah, he's up to 307 now.
So
But yeah, I
it's
mean,
technically one
IDW
story
these-
that's kept rolling.
These
yeah, for like
publi-
40 years.
and these publishers have
Yeah.
allowed, like, in this day and age where number ones are just always sought after. IDW said, yeah, right, we'll start at 156.
Well,
That's pretty
because that
good.
was two reasons. One,
What?
they say to Larry, like, because Hasbro own it all, they say
Yep.
you keep rolling with this. Then IDW did their own more modern GI Joe that was separated from that in continuity, which
Ah.
Chuck Dixon and stuff did. The same
Yeah.
thing that Skybound's doing. So Skybound have in one flow Larry's stuff continuing that he's writing.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in the other flow, they've got all the new Energon stuff, like Kelly Thompson, Joshua Williamson, all that are working.
Are
So it's like two
they
things.
are they like different universes then, or different?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. One is
okay. So
is-
one doesn't.
Continuities, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean they're similar. They're similar. Like it's the same archetypes, but
yeah.
Skybound say we're going to
But
restart it all and blend it with
Yeah.
Transformers and
Oh yeah. But there's no crossover. There's no
Nah.
refer
No, you
to
don't-
GI Joe.
If you wanted to, you could just say I just want to read Energon, and it is what it is, or you could just continue reading Larry's stuff, and that is what it is as well.
Okay.
Have I sold
Sounds
it
to
you,
me
Ray?
like-
you gonna hop on board now?
Well, the writers sound good. Josh Williamson, Kelly Thompson, Larry
Come
Hammond.
on,
I mean, I like all three of them. I
Ray,
can't
I'm going to
remember
make a
the
comment
other
for you
writers,
right
so-
now. It's going to knock any of this Marvel shit you're reading out of the water, man.
Oh.
It's going to make you.
It is
It's going to
good.
make you
They're all-
question what you've even been doing all your life, and you're going to say,
Serious?
"Dave, you got it right. Yojo." That's what you-
Yo,
like,
Joe.
seriously.
Okay, I might dabble, see what happens.
All right.
Um,
I've got all
Well,
the PDFs.
well,
right.
Ray has no free time. Every free moment is spent playing with himself on YouTube.
Maybe
Yeah,
you
Dave,
could do
there's-
a podcast about it.
Dave, there's a really good GI Joe deck building game as well. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
can we talk about that later? Because I'm actually said to Michelle, because my 50th is about to come up, and I said I
Yep.
want to get for a present. I said, can I get the Assassin's Creed Magic set? And she's like, okay, like because
Yeah.
because you and I can play. But are you saying there's a GI Joe one as well, like a card game?
Oh, Magic's different. That's a trading card game.
Uh-huh.
So you have to spend. It's like the old days, Dave, where you buy packets and you collect it and you'll get duplicates and stuff. The
Right.
GI Joe deck building, you'll get a core set with the cards that you want, and you play the game. It's more like a standard game. But
Okay.
no, I've heard really good things about it. Yeah.
Okay, because I'll have a look into it because I was looking
Yeah.
at the on Amazon at an Assassin's Creed one, and you could buy a set that was like to kick you off. It was about $130 or something. I forget exactly what it was, but
Yeah, I don't
it
know
had
whether
enough
they.
that you could get started. You know?
Yeah. I don't know whether that means they give you, you know, the old days where you get trading cards. They give you a box like of
Yes.
20 packs of 10 or whatever. So
Yeah.
that might be what the 130 is, and then you just crack them open and see if you can. Yeah, you'll get a whole lot of cards. But yeah,
And I said to Michelle, we could play. Her and I could play. Yeah.
yeah. I
So
don't know how to play Magic. I don't know how to play Magic. But it sounds fun. They're releasing a Marvel Magic as well.
Okay.
So.
Could you do me a favor and get on that for me, Ray? You know.
Well, I know someone that's really into. I know someone that's really into Magic, so I can
Okay.
ask him. Jed McKay is a huge Magic fan.
Okay,
So,
Jed McKay, your pal.
Yeah.
Still right? Is he still writing Moon Knight?
Yeah.
Oh, he's writing Moon Knight. He's writing Avengers. He's writing.
He's going to be
Is he
writing
really?
X-Men.
Doctor
He's going to be
Strange.
He's going to be writing
Really?
X-Men, Dave.
He's right. Yeah, he's
X-Men.
writing an X.
Wow.
He's gonna be writing
Really?
an X-Men book
Yeah.
soon. Yeah, man, he's taking
He's-
it over. Yeah.
That's
He's
good.
top tier for Marvel. So
No, I agree. I think he's one of the better writers they've got for sure. For sure.
gotta
I
ask if
saw
he-
that Zeb Wells is finishing
Mm.
Spider-Man shortly. Good.
Yes, good news, but yes, bad news. He is one of the writers I discovered on Deadpool and Wolverine. So,
Mm.
Oh, fuck me, really?
Mhm.
What the movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
he's a decent writer. Look, I don't. Yeah, I've read some of his like New Mutant stuff, and I can't remember the other stuff he did. They're pretty decent.
Okay. I didn't like his Spider-Man. What I've read.
Yeah, what he did at Amazing Spider-Man wasn't crash hot. That's all. So
I mean, yeah, but yeah, I agree. He's probably done some good stuff. I've not really read it, but I haven't read a ton of his stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Look, I'm Deadpool Wolverine's only a month away now because it's like
Yeah.
July 26th
Yeah.
or something. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm so fucking excited.
Yabba.
I just put in I just bought a Snake Eyes and Timber classified Alpha Commando set just before this.
Oh.
Well, I was running slightly late actually. I didn't realize. I thought I had time, and I was
That's why he was late, man. He was putting his credit card information. in there.
locking in some details, and then
Surprised
I got
you
the
don't have that.
notification from Ray.
I bet you don't have that on memory, Dave. The old credit card number.
Oh
Much
well,
of it.
yeah. No, it was more about like locking in deals and stuff. It
Ah,
was,
yeah.
yeah, it was a bit of hijinks at the back end. Got a bit of a discount, and
Nice.
yeah, just had to grind it a little bit. Ray had to want it, you know.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. Don't
But
be
by
too
the way, a dark day
Mm.
for Australian cricket. We lost to the dangerous Afghanistan.
I know we lost to
And-
Afghanistan. I can't believe it.
And believe you me, Phil, you know me as a lovable, jovial guy. I wasn't happy this morning. It was a bleak day.
I think
went to the-
I saw a post on YouTube or on
Yeah.
Facebook before I went to bed. So yeah.
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 I went to do the shopping and I was still shaking my head at the F. As I said to Ray, like, we need to run the axe through the team. Like,
Yeah.
seriously. Cool. There's one guy, I'll name him Ashton Agar. I just put him on the first plane home
yeah.
and say, don't bother, pal. Almost rip his passport up, you know, make him stateless.
I copped
Yeah.
a gobful from Dave. The text came flooding in at this,
Yeah.
and rightly so. It was a
Rightly so.
a
We need
shock
it.
lost.
It was a shock
on the-
loss, and now we're going to play India in a must-win.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully this will fire them up. You know, this will put the fire under them. On a bright
Right, you
note
had
as well.
some good news. You had some
Yeah,
good news.
yep. Bright news, Phil. You'll appreciate this. West Tigers have won. We won a
Wow.
second game in a row.
Again.
The
Again.
National Rugby League against the Canberra Raiders. A thrashing, some would say. 48-24. That was
Winning's
pretty
a
good.
habit, Ray. It's turning into a habit.
Oh, I'm starting to get used to it, Dave, now. I'm starting to
Yeah,
get
I
used to it.
Well,
but-
I had lunch with Ray last week, and he
Yep.
still seemed shell-shocked. Like, he couldn't believe they pulled off a win. He called it
Yeah.
a scrappy win, but I noticed today there was
Scrap-
confidence in his tone, in his demeanor.
Oh,
Yeah.
don't worry, that'll diminish next week, Dave.
Who have you got next week?
I'm not too sure, actually. I'll have to double check. But Canberra are no slouches, so
what I'm
they
saying.
did pretty well. Yeah.
2 in
I
a row.
Ray's
Do it.
peacocking around like he's 30 years old. That's an
Yeah.
inside joke. That's something we were talking about before.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Right, yeah, no,
that's
Ray's full of
Absolutely.
life today, I think. It's a bit of self-belief has come back into the system.
Well, it was a shining light, Dave, after the tragedy that was the Australian cricket.
That was shocking. Like, yeah. I mean,
it was a
I
little.
was bleak. I was Johnny Cash recording his last album on his last day after his wife died. That was my mood this morning. You know, it was not a happy camper.
Yeah.
But
No.
Oh
Yeah.
hey, I thought another thought. Well, a dark thing. I mean, Dave, do you see? Was it Don Perlin passed away?
Yeah.
I did,
Catch you next
sadly.
summer.
Catch you
next
next summer.
summer.
Still rolling, Don. Still rolling up there in my memory forever.
Yeah, those were the last words that Don spoke to Dave.
Catch me in the summer.
Catch me in the summer.
And I reached out to a couple of his collaborators, and James DeMatteis had some very nice words to say about him, which I did read out on the show, actually. Everyone seemed to have nice words about the guy. Like he was just a stand-up guy, and it's an absolute tragedy. I don't know if he'll ever recover. Ray, co-creator of Moon Knight. I mean,
yeah, I still feel fatigued and exhausted. It's hit me a low blow. It's hit me like right in the hector. So
did you ever get Don rolling into your show?
No. I went for the jugular. I went for Doug first.
Doug
and,
Munch, yeah, of course, yeah.
So I went for him.
I mean, Don Perlin was in his 90s. He was in his 90s.
He was in his 90s. Yeah, I was a little bit standoffish, but I mean, full credit to you, Dave, that you did approach him.
Actually, we had several conversations. He was always lovely to me. Yeah. No, he was a stand-up guy. No, he was nice to me on the messages and stuff. I think he was just literally too old to actually.
That was kind of why I wanted to respect. I didn't want to.
But you know what? Like, as no one can take away the legacy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was a legacy play.
Exactly.
And I believe he worked at Valiant after Marvel. In fact, you know who had good words to say about him? The often controversial Jim Shooter had a lengthy essay about him that he wrote a few years ago, all about how when he came on as an editor, as a junior editor, he noticed how good Don Perlin was, and he wasn't being paid a great rate because he was a bit older than everyone. He sort of wasn't in the clique, you know? And he said as he went up the levels of editorial, eventually becoming the editor-in-chief, he gave Don much more work, more raises, until at the end, he was second only to John Buscema in terms of pay, and he really rated him highly, and they worked together at Valiant, and he got some good paydays there, actually. Jim Shooter had a really good words to say about him.
Yeah, he was one of the he was a bedrock of Valiant as well. So I know Bob Layton, Jim Shooter, and Don Perlin were the three big ones that kind of started Valiant, got them up and running. Yeah, Dream Team. It was good. Bob Layton.
Bob Layton's a good artist. Wow.
He's fantastic. I love him. Yeah,
love his Iron Man stuff. I did chat to him a little. When I say chat to him, a little tiny bit, and I would love to get him on the show one day because he's quite a personality. From what I've seen online,
he still goes to a lot of cons and stuff. So he's quite active.
He spent a lot of time in Asia, in like Korea and stuff. Yeah, he was actually based there for a few months last year or this year. Yeah, so I think might actually live there part time. Yeah, he's Mr. International, Mr. Worldwide.
What's that say, Dave? It's good.
That might be a good guess. Then the time difference wouldn't be that bad. For you. Yeah.
No,
I can say to him, first comic I bought with my own money was Iron Man. It was McLeany and Layden.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah. I mean, we spoke about this day before. We had different ones, but yeah.
One I had was the one where it was hilarious. He got in a little lovers tiff with Cap, and I believe may have tripped Cap and given a bit of push in the back.
Oh, that scoundrel!
Sent Cap to the floor. It was literally like a trip and a push.
That's a hard thing to do, considering around that time Cap would always talk about leverage when it comes to fighting.
Well, I think Cap was 1,000% unaware. It was like a sneak.
Got him totally.
Got him from behind, man, but he wasn't expecting it from Iron Man, his buddy.
Love
it. You know, and they were having a little fight about armor or something. I forget what it was.
A little
at the time. I used to I was at school, obviously, exercise books. I was writing a Cap versus Iron Man, and like I was obsessed with this fight. Yeah, like it was really, and in the fight, in like the sequel, Cap's like, you know what? I can't. He was almost like I could haul him in, but it's just not gonna be worth it. Let him do his own.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
because after
Just
that,
sure it was Armor Wars, wasn't it? Or
Armor
was
Wars,
this,
yeah, it was
yeah,
Armor Wars.
he was still wearing
yeah.
Cap was wearing that black suit still. Yeah.
It wasn't like a massive battle. It was literally like
Oh,
a
yeah.
bit of
Nah, it's a little
tiff,
argy
you know.
bargy, as we
A
call
bit
it.
of lovers tiff, really. You know,
Yeah.
like just a little
Yeah.
bit of smack and giggle, and that was about it.
Slap and tickle, you mean? Yeah.
Well, whatever, whatever you want to call it.
Kinky. So anyway, should we go into? We've got 3 issues here, Dave. I know
Yes.
you're raring to go.
Scarlet Spider, yes, 21 through 23. Yeah,
We're
featuring Kraven the Hunter.
And
Yeah,
heading towards the
wow.
end of the series, right? So 25.
Yeah, because this one ends in 25. Yeah,
And there is a
Yeah.
feeling that it's wrapping up. Things are coming to a head.
Yeah.
For sure. I thought anyway.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, what do you, Dave? You loved this trilogy. Was it called Into the Grave, Out of the Grave? Something like that?
Well, remembering that I'd missed last show, so
Yep.
I didn't read the previous couple or whatever it was you did, and then I came into this, and I had a sense that everything that has been sort of being built up recently regarding what do you call them, the Kraven family, whatever.
Yeah, the
and
Kravenovs.
the Kravenovs, and also the assortment of ensemble cast. Everything was moving rapidly towards conclusion. I was so confused when that classic Ben Reilly showed up in the hoodie, and I was like, "Wow, okay, throwdown." And then I realized it was a drug that Kraven had blow darted him with, right? Yeah, so that took me a little while to understand. But also the revelations about Kraven, I wasn't aware that he'd been brought back from the dead like that, like via.
I like that. I like that kind of it was almost like an accident, right? It ended up being because they brought the wrong blood right back to him.
Yeah, it was like it was a weird ritual where they were supposed to use Peter Parker's blood, but they ended up using Kaine's because there was confusion. So so that's
and I like the idea.
Kraven can't sleep.
Well, he can't die, right? As well,
right?
So I like the idea. Yeah, I like the idea that from this blood ritual, what he wants to be killed, right? You know, that was the whole thing towards the end.
Yeah.
But he can't because of this ritual. And you'd think any person would, typically go, "Oh, cool! This is a pretty cool power to have."
But he couldn't sleep, Ray. I think he was like, it wasn't like he couldn't sleep. Was he a vampire? Or was it just
no?
It was just brought back from the undead.
It was just this magic ritual.
It's just a ritual.
Wow. And he was pissed off about it. I like Kraven, always liked Kraven, and you even saw the scene where he holds the gun to his head.
Yeah,
which,
I thought of you, Dave. I thought you would have loved
from memory, I thought he held a shotgun to his mouth that way.
Yeah, artist impression. I think it was a shotgun before to the.
We should bring in James DeMatteis and Mike Zeck, and they could relive it. I remember I asked James DeMatteis. I said, "Take us through the suicide. Like, where were you? Like, I was like, where were you writer-wise when you?" And he was in a dark place. Let me tell you.
He was in a dark place. Yeah.
Real dark.
Thank you, Dave, for mentioning James DeMatteis, because I just talked to him, and yes, there will be a new interview up here. Yes.
Well, I said to him, "Do you remember, Ray?" I said to him, "So, what was the story at the time? Was it drugs? Was it alcohol?" He goes, "No, not alcohol." And I was like,
"I got you." Finger on the nose. I got you. Yeah. But Dave, yeah, you would have really. I think you would have enjoyed. Yeah, I thought you would have enjoyed this trilogy of issues because also as well the violence. I was quite taken back when Anna, the psychotic daughter, she gutted, like a fish. I can't remember his name.
He needed to lose it. He needed to lose a few kgs, and he did.
Donald.
He lost him. He lost him the tough way.
Mealand, is it Mealand?
Donald Mealand, yeah,
Mealand.
I refer to him as the gay lover of the policeman, so I don't really know.
Okay, yeah. What kind of confused me a little bit here, and I get it. I get it. Is the hatred that the policeman now harbors for Kaine at the end. We see the little epilogue where he's like kind of looking up the criminal record, because although he blames Kaine for having Mealand. He didn't even die. He's still in hospital, right? He's not dead. Yeah. So that's good.
Potentially fatally wounded.
Yeah, but he was described, when they were all tied up and Kraven's on his monologue, he was described as the police officer as him wanting, he was the one that wanted Kaine to be the hero of Houston. So it was a little bit confusing that all of a sudden he's kind of turned the other way and has of course you'd be pissed off, you know,
I
if
know
your
exactly what you mean, Ray. I
husband,
agree with you.
yeah.
But
I don't know.
no, but it's like you wanted this. You consciously brought a superhero
Yeah.
in to Houston, and I also wasn't aware. I thought he knew who Kaine was as well, but he
No.
didn't. I understand that, but that
Yeah.
it was. Some would say, Ray, with the book wrapping up, a little convenient.
A little convenient,
Plot-wise. There was a
because
sense of convenience.
Yeah, because I see it as he should have been blaming himself, basically. I don't see
100%.
him. Yeah, but maybe he's in
And
denial.
then he went
all
on.
that
Then he
kind of
went
stuff.
on to the database, and he's like, "Oh, gee, he's a
Yeah.
baddie."
Yeah,
And believe you me, there has been, and I will say this right now: this series has done a lot of whitewashing over Kaine's past. You know what I mean? Like he has been excused of many sins that he committed during the Clone Saga. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
And somewhat conveniently, but you know that's every villain who's a hero redeemed. But then I thought it was done well. I mean, I understand he has this ensemble cast, possibly too large a cast actually, but regardless, he has it, and you've got to wrap them all up by issue 25. I think the writer's doing a pretty good job, frankly.
What are you saying, Dave? This cast needs cut down.
Well, yeah. For example, starting with the fatso gay guy who really copped it badly. The husband, but you know the I don't want to. Oh, is it Pride Month still, Ray? I think it is Pride Month, so I can still stand up for my alliance friends. There's like a trope called "kill the gays," and once again, it happened. Once again,
well, he's not dead though. You know, so
just Ray. Just you know, if you were down at your local committee meeting, this might raise a few eyebrows and might get tabled at the council meeting. You know,
to be fair, I thought it would be so much more impactful if he did. Like, it's just pass away. So like
so
when
you're supportive of the trope, okay? Instead of
no,
cut the gays.
No, I'm just talking about the
Go on, Ray. Come on.
No, I'm just talking about the situation of this actual story. Okay, despite any
try to dig yourself out of quicksand there, Ray.
No, but I thought it was just a little bit like I was a little bit let down because it was such an impactful thing. Like she's Anna's like, oh, who should I kill? And you were my favorite or something like that. And then she slashes at him. It's like, I was like, oh my god, she's
and it was a gutting. It was a full gutting. Like I was kind of enjoying it. I was kind of like, oh yeah, we're here. I was like, yeah,
and she's good. And she's good at what she does as well. So you know that it's not gonna like. Well, having said that, and then you turn the page and he's still in hospital.
Frankly,
he should have died
Ray, for
on the
me,
ground.
It was one of the panels of the year, and it was a full gutting. We don't see them often. We don't see it often in Marvel Comics. You don't. You do not see many guttings in Marvel Comics.
No.
And it was rare. It was done well. I was also disappointed when Kraven, I guess, had the knife and he slashed that woman. And I was like, wow, he's really giving her a slash. And then you see the nick, and it's this tiny nick.
But that was for the drug, right? So he drugged her again.
Yeah, but I thought he'd done a full slash, so it was like the full like.
Oh, you wanted the whole.
I wanted like the Heath Ledger,
you wanted
Joker,
the Glasgow smile. Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought it was. I was like, wow, things are turning up a notch, and then I realized it was this tiny little nick,
just a little nick. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what do you guys think of that ending where it's like, Kraven's like, I want you, he's saying Kaine needs to kill him. So, but meanwhile, Kaine just hits him hard enough to like stop his heart and stuff.
Yeah. Again, I thought maybe the pages were running out, and we just had to really. How do we get Kaine to kill him? Like it's a bang, just hit him so hard. I mean, again, he covered it up. I think Yost still is doing this.
It was Yost and someone else.
Okay. But he covered it up really well by having then Anna really mortified that her father was killed so quickly. So they're kind of promoting that shock value, like that Kaine could do this, and that he probably was holding back, and I guess that exemplified that he was holding back the whole time, and then said, "I'll stuff it. I'm just going to kill him because he's powerful enough to kill him."
I've got a question. I agree. He's more powerful. He's literally like Spider-Man on steroids versus a human.
Exactly.
But here's the question: when he did that, he sort of did almost the move from Kill Bill, where it's like the punch move, wasn't it? Or did he have the blade out?
No, I think it was a punch.
Whatever he did, so it was a death punch. Yeah. But when he revives him, does that mean that Kraven is then cured?
Yeah, because he He technically died as a
Yeah, he was
technicality.
technically dead for like a minute. Yeah, because
No, he was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was killed by
Oh, I
Kaine,
see.
and then
I
so that
see.
relieved the curse or whatever, and then
Gee,
he's
I
back.
tell you what, there's one thing I'm sick to death of, and that's the pussification of comics. Because we should have the gutting should have been a death. The death blow to Kraven should have been a death. But instead, it's like, well, I nearly killed him. He nearly died from being gutted. He nearly died from getting punched in the heart.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying, right?
what's happened to a good old heart punch that kills you? Read a Dread comic. He wastes people.
I mean, I see Dave's point, but Dave, the other thing though was he was like, Kraven wants to die. He at this point he sees life as like more agonizing than death. So I'm gonna bring him back. He wants.
That's right. So
Kaine,
that's true. Kaine wants him to suffer. That is a very good point. I was gonna say, like, to kind of stop what you hated about it, Dave. You could have just killed Kaine here in the series, and then later on, like, bring him back in some other series.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Well, Kraven's a bigger Spider-Man character than Kaine. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of so of course Kraven is going to be, if they bother to bring him back, he's not going to get killed off for good in Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
But as you say, it could have almost been an off-panel or the epilogue of the series. Kraven's alive. And
no, I was thinking like another series like years later or whatever. You just keep him dead for a bit and then bring him back.
Yeah.
Look.
Actually, come on, Dave. He revived him and then he punched him in the face. I mean, come on. He's like, yeah, welcome back.
But can I say this? I did like that he thought he had the scars on his face, and that tipped him over the edge. But that was actually just part of the psycho. What's the word? There's a word for it. Psycho something drug. Like, where they get it and you're hallucinating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we've all done it, Ray. We've all taken the wrong tablet at some point, and
let's not fool ourselves. Look, the one thing I really did like the art. I thought that was what really stuck to me were a couple of those the pages that kind of overlapped. The 2 pages, the spreads. When Kaine and Ben were fighting, that first appearance of Ben Reilly was freaking awesome. I love that. The artist, it doesn't give that conventional spider face to Ben. It's almost you can really see the face underneath it, and it really gave him a different look. And I really enjoyed that.
I agree. I thought the artwork was very strong. I thought in terms of 3 issues, this was to me as strong as the comic's been. If anything, I'm disappointed that such a good story, like it's being so well told, and I always appreciate a story and a run that makes me care about a character that I don't care about. Like, I don't care about Kaine. You know what I mean? But in this run, I care about Kaine. Similar to, I always say to Chuck Dixon, I don't care about Connor Hawke, Green Arrow's son, at all. But reading his run, I did care.
Okay.
So it's when a writer and an artist, the team, can elevate a character that you have no interest in, but just due to their own stories and what they do with that character in that run, you're like, oh, actually, I do really care. So, and I think Yost has done it with this character, Kaine, and he makes me care inside this. And I don't particularly care about Kaine in general, other than he's in the Clone Saga, he's a cool visual. That's about as far as I think about it,
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's testament to a really good a way that a writer can really make a character that you essentially don't really care about really interesting. So, if anything as well with this, it's made me kind of like Kaine as well, but it's kind of almost made me appreciate Ben Reilly more as well. So when I saw him in this issue, although he was just a vision, I was kind of like, cool. I want that Ben Reilly back with a hoodie. I want to see him, and we will get him like down the track. But I really enjoyed that. Having said that, I really do. I am enjoying, and we've only got 2 more issues to go, but I'm enjoying the supporting cast for Kaine. I think that Aracelli's pretty cool. She's been used well, a bit of like comedic relief. She's got interesting powers. I think that was good. Her other, Kane's other supporting actors, a little less so. They were more prominent in the first half, I'd say, of this series, or maybe even the first quarter only of this series, and then they kind of died off a bit. But it's, as you said, Dave, as they're rounding things up, it's good to see them back again because we're getting this sense that we're starting to close out this thing. So
Yeah, I wonder. I would say definitely he had the marching orders that we're going to finish on 25 by now. I get the feeling
Yeah.
that, be interesting to ask him, but I get the feeling he was probably told you've got this arc and then we're done, and we'll finish on 25, which
Yeah.
hilariously these days is a good run, which is hilarious,
It is, yeah.
which is, and I'll say again, and I'll name him and shame him. Bree Vaughn and CB Sabowski. You've mismanaged so many titles over the years. Your legacy is one of failure. That's it.
You're looking more malevolent as we go here with your underlighting.
Oh yeah. Just checking out a bit of the stuff on the old tablet. But no, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a very strong series in general, and I love it when a writer has a chance to put a footprint on a title. I sort of hate it when it's like some writer does like 5 or 6 issues, and then someone takes over 2, then someone does another, and then it gets cancelled. Like, I really believe a team needs to put imprints on titles, particularly with D list characters like this, because otherwise no one's going to care.
Absolutely, 100%.
And unfortunately, in today's climate, some characters that were B characters are now C or D because everything is so centralized around major teams. So fringe players, in my opinion, fringe players that used to have more of a chance now struggle more because less people are reading comics, and when they are reading the comics in the big two, they're targeting the main franchises and the main teams in those franchises. So it's not like it was before where a title like this was probably selling, minimum 30,000, probably.
It's interesting, Dave, because I was just thinking about that as well the other day. And stuff like Rainbow Rowell is finishing up her run on She-Hulk.
Right.
And look, you're talking about 25 issues. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Phil, I think she had 2 volumes though with She-Hulk. So
there was one. Yeah, there was this is her second
about 10
volume.
issues. So it's around about 20 issues that she's had to flesh out She-Hulk. And I think that actually it just reiterates your point, Dave. I think it's really good to keep, so Marvel's keeping these writers on, similar with Steve Orlando and Scarlet Witch. So she had a series. She's got one now with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and she's getting a third one with Steve Orlando again. A solo Scarlet Witch. So Marvel, although you're not getting that continuity in the numbers, he's got a good 30 issues to tell his story, which I think is great. And we've seen it with another B-lister, Moon Knight, with Jen McKay. 20 odd issues plus Vengeance. So that's a good
I've got
run.
a question for you, Ray.
Yeah.
B?
A, sorry. A. Did I say A?
Oh,
A.
I was thinking maybe C, but okay, he's B. I tell you what, Marlene has double Ds. Double Ds for Marlene.
Oh, I'm sure.
But Dave has a good point. I mean, when I did talk to Kelly Thompson about Scarlet and stuff, she did say even when she got 50 issues of Captain Marvel for Carol Danvers, and she said even then she basically, it was like 5. They were giving her 5 issues at a time, so she really couldn't go too far. Any long storylines. They were like, okay, do another 5. Do another 5, and then eventually, I think by the time she said she got to like 30 something or maybe 40, they're like, oh yeah, you're good for until 50, so just go.
Yeah.
And that was when Captain Marvel was about as hot as it ever got.
Oh yeah, she was in the movies and all that. Yeah.
Oh, but you'd argue as well that before, like she was on a rise.
During
for quite a
that
while.
period, though, that period of about 2 or 3 years, Captain Marvel was strong.
2 or 3, 2 or 3 years.
But that's the thing, even like
back where she belongs. Now she's back where she belongs in the basement.
But even the long runs like that, like Kelly said, they only let her know like 5 issues at a time. It's like, oh yeah, you're good for this. So you're
that's a shame.
That must be so hard to work. Yeah.
All joking aside, that sort of sucks because I'm no Captain Marvel fan, but I totally agree. She's a good writer, and that character was hot at that time. You've got to invest in that character. In just giving a writer 5 issues, like Captain Marvel will never be hotter than she was during that period. You know what I mean? So why not give them some I guess room, to work?
Yeah.
But
yeah, like
I guess they're the ones looking at the numbers.
we're all old men here. Remember in the 90s? I mean, you had like, Peter David on the Hulk for 10 years, Mark
Yeah.
Grunwald on
Right.
Captain America for 10 years.
Well, you had you
yeah.
have Dan Slott on ASM for about 10 years, right? He was on about 10 years.
Maybe.
Was
Yeah,
he?
yeah. I mean, if you
That's
throw
more
in, like,
modern.
Superior Spider-Man and
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good long
You
stint.
had things like Chuck did 100 issues of Robin, 70 issues of Nightwing, et cetera, you know?
We
Like,
need more of that.
Yeah, I mean, how long was Chris
I love it.
Claremont on the X-Men? That was
Oh,
what?
that was crazy.
Well, a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. No, I'm all for that, and I'm saddened to hear that you were only getting, because I get it. If you're a writer and they say 5 issues, the philosophy is you're going to bring your A game in those 5 issues. I get it. But also think about this. Comics today at Marvel are 20 pages. They used to be, 22, 23. You know,
prices are up.
Aren't they 22 still? Or I don't know. Are they gone less?
I believe they're 20, man. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
And have been for a while in a normal issue. And let's face it, most writers today don't know how to write a single issue. They'll pad,
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're even allowed to do that. I think these days it's like, you're waiting for the trades.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true. Yeah, that's.
I wish they would write more entertainingly. Write an entertaining trade. I'd say, oh, you're writing for the trade? Yeah, I'm writing for the trade. Write an entertaining trade. Seriously.
Well, that's what I said. That's what I said. You put like 5-6 issues in a trade. I don't care if it's like, oh, here's a 2-issue arc, here's a 3-issue arc.
Yeah. Or even like, back in, this is sound like a really old man, back in the old days where even though it's a serialized thing, right? There's an ongoing stuff, but you can still have issues that feel like they're one and done. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have
Of
to.
course you can, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, we can blame the editors and the writers, and I think they're all should be held accountable, and they probably all should be shot, and we start again. Bring back Don Perlin. We wheel him in. Wheel back in Don. Give Don that Spider-Man juice, and he'll come back.
There you go. Yeah, use Dave's blood to bring back Don Perlin. Yeah,
my overly caffeinated, high blood pressure, grumpy blood.
Don turns out to be a psycho. Don kill me. Somebody kill me.
Don wheels in with a mission. He's a man on a mission.
He'll be hitting the news like Don Perlin and Gardner Fox have been reincarnated.
Gardner Fox would be fine. He would just put the pipe down and just bang out a few issues, and just he'd be like, none of this. Like, I don't need to write for the trade. He'd be like, there you go, young man, and he'd be just tossing off the scripts left, right, and center, and he'd rebuild the whole universe by himself in about a week.
He'd do it.
Easy.
He would do it.
All right. Let's wrap up here soon because Ray's got to go soon here. So
Okay.
All right. I don't know. Wow. Out of scores, Dave. I mean, you love this quite a lot. What would you give?
9 out of 10.
Wow.
Loved
So
it.
I was going to ask, how do you rate it against, what is it, issue 10 or something that we did that we just found all phenomenal? I thought that was, I think I still raise that as the best out of the series.
It's probably as good as that, but what I like here is I love it when a writer starts to pay off a story well and sticks the landing, and I think that's exactly what he's doing here. So I'm giving it a high score because we're so far down the line. If you recall, there were some issues at one point where he was like miniaturized or something, which sucked. Whereas I think this is really good, and so I'm giving it bonus points for I feel the fact of sticking the landing, which I think is tough to do sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Look, I'd give it. I think I'll give it a 7.5 to 8. I think it was really enjoyable. I enjoyed it. I think about as much as the Wolverine cameo. That was a super. Yeah, that was really enjoyable. And I mean, that had Wolverine in there, so you had a little extra new dynamic. But this one was, it was really cool. Although you saw Ben Reilly as a hallucination or what have you, it actually kind of developed or showed off Kraven a bit more, and it explained that whole thing about what was happening with him. So I really appreciated that because, to be fair, like apart from Kraven's last hunt, for me, Kraven always seems to be quite repetitive in what he does, and not much to him. But
hunting Spider-Man, that's basically what he does.
Yeah, exactly. But I really appreciate it.
Instead, I got bored with hunting animals, so I started hunting.
He used to hunt animals, and now he hunts Spider-Man.
Well, when another shocking moment when he massacred the whole zoo, that was pretty full on. I
Mm.
thought you see all those animals just slaughtered. It's like, wow. Okay.
They deserved it.
Oh,
They
come on,
deserved
Dave.
it.
Anyway,
He-
7.5 to 8. I'd give it. How about you, Phil?
Yeah, no, I'd probably give it a 8 out of 10 dismembered supporting cast members. Yeah.
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 Wow.
No, it's pretty good. I'm looking forward to the last two. Phil, are they?
Yes.
Is it a two-parter or is it a single, two singles? Or
I
don't know.
think I haven't
It
reread
must
yet.
be a two-parter.
For what I remember, I think it's a 2-parter. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so that'll be
wrap it up.
24,
Wrap it up
25.
with a bow.
Let's place our bets. Will the fat husband die? I think he's going to
No.
pull through.
Oh, you'll
He's
pull
going to
through.
pull through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? He'll be all the slimmer for it. You know?
Oh, jeez, Dave.
He had a tummy tuck.
Oh, God. Forced tummy tuck.
Forced
Yeah.
tummy tuck. Yeah, it was somewhat painful. It wasn't a delicate hand. She, what a missed opportunity. Like, and I'm just going to say this now. Internet, don't come after me. What a missed opportunity that, what was her name? Anya, she could have gone, squeal, piggy, when she was doing it.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah, she really loved what she was doing.
She was enjoying it. And I was enjoying watching her work, you know?
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of that at Marvel. You
Oh,
don't see
yeah.
a lot of that. You should see more of it.
More of it or more of her?
More slaughter than it's.
Yeah. Well, no one's really innocent when you think about it. If you
Oh,
break
my.
it down, no one's innocent at the end of the day. Everyone's facing some dark version in the mirror. I'm facing one tonight in the dark, you know.
Dave's far from innocent. So.
Far from innocent. And Ray yourself. I mean, don't those.
Oh, that's all looking
houses.
Ray's past. Oh,
And let's not forget, earlier in this, Ray almost disgraced the flag. You went after the Joes. At one point you were promoting the tropes, Ray.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Out of the LGBT community, college, we're going to have a few issues with that, Ray. And
No.
none of us are innocent. Phil, I don't know much about your own personal history, but I look at what's behind you, and I don't see innocence. I see a man.
Oh, my.
Yeah. Anyway. So
all right. So yeah, let's wrap this up.
wrap it up. Baby.
Yeah, next month we'll do Scarlet Spider 24 and 25. So yeah, send us all your thoughts. Send us your predictions.
I'll be on time. I'll be on time this time.
Send us your predictions. Will Ray enjoy? Will Dave enjoy it? Will Ray spit on the American flag again?
And also bring himself up. Point of reference at the community college debate we're going to be having.
Oh, gee.
You did it, Ray. I thought you were an ally, Ray.
This controversial internet figure that is Ray. All right.
Yeah.
So send us your thoughts. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382. Yeah, see, I don't have to memorize anymore. 382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise, new Capes and Lunatics merch with new logos. Go get all that. And again, Little Hellfire demands that you get on the Cash App link and just rain random money on us.
I like the way she works because I would demand that as well. People should get on the Cash link. Yeah,
we do. So we do. Me and her always promote it as yes, rain random money on us, like we are that young girl stripping her way through college.
Exactly. I'll show a little bit of flesh if I have to.
Stripper pole down at dealers.
Drunk Justin, love it.
Yes. And of course, the Patreon, where me and Lilith try to do something different every month. And like I said, she's training for that marathon. So, I mean, I think she's on her medication, quote unquote. But Lilith isn't drinking, and Lilith, I believe she's cut out sexual activity. So, like I said, yes, dangerously sober and sexually frustrated Lilith Hellfire.
Wow, I think she's going to burn that marathon down. Jeez, I wouldn't want to get in the way. Like, clear a path.
I think she might win it.
Dave, I'm scared. She's coming up next week. I'm scared.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus Christ. Throw a bone. Yeah.
All right, so find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. It's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. All right, Ray, where can people find you? Well, when you're not playing with yourself on YouTube.
Yeah, look, just check out the handle at Ray Pod, REY Pod. Not Ryan. I went to Porto's today, Dave. I said, "What's your name?" She took my order. "What's your name?" I said, "Ray." She goes, "What?" I said, "Ray." Like, how simple is that name, Ray? So then
Pretty easy.
waited a few minutes. Order for Ryan.
Ryan.
No, I'm Ray. Anyway,
A big Jack for a bigger Porto for Ryan.
Yeah, exactly. So REY Pod. Go check it out. You can also check out Ray Plays Games, where I do play with myself.
Right.
One hand or two-handed, if I do feel like it.
Way.
I have just introduced the new game, Final Girl. I can't wait to get onto the table.
Final Girl.
It's fantastic.
Seriously?
It's awesome, Dave. It's awesome. It's based on
Ray's playing with himself.
No,
Final Girl, one-handed or two-handed.
No, it's based on the horror trope that the
I was going to say,
yeah. It's really good.
That's actually cool. Yeah.
So Final Girl, Warp's Edge, and I'm going to hopefully get Terminator, the deck building game out there. So go check it out. Ray Plays Games on YouTube.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
He's a superstar, kids.
Batman, my favorite character.
Didn't think you're getting away, did you, Ray?
No.
It's just a really nice package.
All right, now for this is Dave Finn. Tell everyone about Signal of Doom and
Signal of Doom, one of the biggest, hottest shows on the internet covering comic book and comic book movies. We're on Instagram now, Signal of Doom. Check us out on Facebook, and you can join the Patreon. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be whoever you want to be. We cover comic book movies, Bob Dylan, Frank Sinatra. I'm doing daily updates of Bob Dylan set lists. And believe you me, kids, he's in a grumpy phase right now. Oh. He's displeased with the world at the moment, as am I.
If you want to know what Chuck Dixon had for lunch yesterday, yes, tune in and Signal of Doom.
Chuck's coming on soon as well, actually. We've got a few questions for him. So,
Nice. Charles.
It's all looking good.
All right. So, thank you for joining us, everyone. Again, we're going to wrap up this Kaine Scarlet Spider series next month.
What does Ben Riley? He just shoots with his wrist blasters.
Yeah.
Just like you, Ray, one-handed, two-handed,
Ray, you know what? Ray, you should start wearing the sleeveless hoodie.
Swing
you know, bring back the sleeveless hoodie, man. Yeah.
He's a trendsetter.